along with you.
Love a HUD.
Absolutely. As you say, we've already cut loose one of the historic heavy hitters from the competition. But where Heretics have the luxury of points, Fnatic don't. And so this could very well be the last time we see them take to the server. And against some familiar faces on the other side as well, of course. 7 wins, that's the headline. And with their first in the lower bracket already under their belt, you can see on the attack side of Lotus here, JobLife's pick to remind you all at home, taking some of that early A control.
Yeah, I think Minnie was talking about it, how JobLife haven't been punished playing against the Viper, Pacific struggling to do so. But this time Fnatic doing well as they try to scale out on A. JobLife though, giving absolutely nothing away, and well, you're allowing Fnatic to have free roam of the map.
Yeah, something that came up in the coach confession the other week was how Unfake likes to adjust his calling style depending on who he's up against, and already this is looking very different from JobLife in terms of how passive they are on A. Fnatic with that constant threat of the chamber allowed to walk out, and now this regroup set up for a C site which is completely open, and with that knowledge in mind, just looking like JobLife are preparing for a retake here.
Yeah, well that's Nade, Paranoia and Prowler used. Doma the one to collect information. Keep an eye on Althea through B main should he get his opportunity. Fnatic have sight into post, but what utility is really left?
Delayed plant for just a second. It's into Doma's domain that they head. Crashy's the one leading that charge, and now a reroute of the Fnatic players. Late position of Althea coming into effect very soon, as you say, but not before Kamek gets himself involved and finds another. Fnatic trying to just dispel this a little longer, and they do so successfully. Crashies and Bosa combining on site, and C looking under wraps unless Kamek can find another clutch for us here. It's been good for them so far in the play-ins, in fact better than anyone else, but on this pistol it's all Crashies.
Yeah, Fnatic managing to hold on towards that C site, and the HUD's back for round number 2. But yeah, I think it all comes through the Viper's position and the fact that Crashies is able to keep himself alive for as long as he does, and JobLife need to be careful of things like that.
Baby! Phony! You got nothing on him!
Yeah.
We don't have to address
Look,
this, do we?
I'm just saying, I know who One was rooting for at Champs, and it was not Fnatic in that final. That's all I'm going to say, but yeah. It is a long road for them back.
Yes.
As of right now, it's looking like One Fnatic in Shanghai.
One
meaning without in German, of course.
Yes, of course, yes.
Today, a great day to learn German, as is any other. And unfortunately, while you said that the HUD was back before we even got a chance to look at it, of course, it seems that we're going to be held for just a moment before this one resumes.
Yeah, I think it is just the headset issue, so we're just very quickly getting back in. And good to go once again. Yeah, I mean, for Fnatic, I think that's the big thing, Hazza, and it's a good talking point to come into this one, that they have to find any way to keep the mood up, to keep them believing in this run, because it's a perilous one, let's be honest. 6 matches in a row now, they've already been able to do 1 out of 7 against a out-of-form GX, it's fair to say. But JobLife is a different beast entirely.
Yeah, I think, look, GX, you quite easily find them in the bottom 2 of the league this stage, alongside Pacific, which JobLife have just come off the back of a win against. And with that in mind, into the second round, it's a very pacey play out of C. Fnatic showing some respect in the end after Kayak the sole casualty right now.
Yeah, but it was just a Marshall loss, realistically, not the worst of buys to lose. But JobLife are hoping that they're forcing Fnatic into that A site. And Fnatic playing this macro game as they always do, faking out towards A. You'll see that the door is rotating on the map. And JobLife starting to buy into this a little bit, where the spike is not really moved from B, but exploration towards C.
Yeah, just out of these first couple of rounds, I think we can expect a very macro-heavy, slow-paced chess match between these two. A lot of this year for Fnatic has been figuring out how to exist in a meta which doesn't suit double initiator. Althea on the chamber here, of course, not part of that double duelist which we've seen a couple of times. And as Fnatic contact their way towards an A site which has already started to be cleared by Crashies. You can see Joblife gathering in Blue Room and making themselves known in the process. Pays picking up yet another. And that's the spike dropped out in the courtyard. Boaster trying to help reclaim this one. Some of the weaponry has been recovered. Alfia with the Marshall, but as you say, time is in the red zone now. Pays has managed to bag himself yet another, and Doma's right there for it as well. It's a 3v1 for Crashies, and he can't reach the task. All of a sudden, we're back on even terms.
Just as the vibes start well, Fnatic getting the pistol round, Joblife doing an absolute hit-and-run job. Pays his positioning on stairs as the rest of the team actually distracted the main body of the push. This is the kill that basically wins the round, and from there on in, it's easy for Joblife to protect that spike. It's rounds like this that are going to cost Fnatic.
What's up now? What's up?
They certainly know. And I got to agree with you, man. I feel like this Joblife team, they've been good for an eco here and there. We saw it in the Pacific match as well. They got so many explosive players. Pays one of them.
Yeah,
they can just change around in a moment. It is also in that same micro, though, where I think their biggest weaknesses currently sit on a fundamental level.
I mean, it's a team that's, what, a week or two long?
It's a new team.
Yeah, that's
self-described.
I mean, obviously, there'll be systems in place that have been there long-standing since this roster has been in place. But for Joblife, they feel as if they've been building from the ground up in Kayak, looking to destroy some of those early foundations. Nice headshot.
Set onto a good path here, Fnatic, and it's only Runner to try and ward away the C push, which is starting to regroup up. Alfia is the one with the rifle in this situation. And so respect shown by the defense, and a rotation called. Pays now arriving.
Fnatic, though, 5 bodies strong, and Alfia does have a rifle. As they try to get in, trying to overwhelm the numbers on site, but not being successful. Both duelists doing well here. As the lesser buy of Fnatic start to fall, Alfia's rifle out making them pay. He has to find 2 more targets. It should be an easy task for Alfia of all people.
Yeah, Unfake doesn't want to give his life up here, though. Shouldn't. Time.
Steps forward. Alfia doesn't consider the Unfake would disrespect him. And Joblife up to 2.
Yeah, that's the lead now for Joblife in this situation. And Fnatic still posing a threat in that round. It is one ultimately for the defense, though, by being able to stall out this C hit. Some great utility as a counter just popped into the choke. It was a nade from Runner initially to just cut off Kayak from the rest.
Let's go, guys.
And a reactive stun right behind it.
Just pick it, trust me.
Another big talking point, of course, is the confidence that this team has built up, and referenced there by Pays coming into the gun round. You can see Fnatic are back to some of this early A control. Again, the TP from Alfia just commanding that from them, but he is forced to take it early.
So that A space lost for the moment. Alfia just noting that, and it's a very quick pivot towards C. Joblife should know this, especially with the Cypher of Doma playing the weak side, and, well, Joblife having no contact on that stack on A.
Doma yet to receive that pressure. He has repositioned here onto the off angle. So Fnatic, if they look to try and clear him, could be in for trouble. He's on the Phantom, ADS'd in. Can't deal the damage on a jumping Kayak, and with that, Fnatic have their opener.
That's a few rounds I've seen Doma do that, but Alpha looking to contend with this push on flank.
Oh, TP is into the box just behind him. Not too much safety about this for Alpha. Does get out of dodge for just a moment. 7 bullets left in the mag, and yeah, Joblife have snuffed it out. Spam of the positioning, back to a 4-on-4.
Yeah, Boaster low as well, just to note, but not a whole load of utility on Fnatic. In fact, the C's already used.
Good util just to buy a little bit more time breathing room here for Fnatic, as Boaster's looking to hold it down, rifle in hand. Only gets 1. Even standing yet again, but as time continues to creep, Joblife have that pressure applied to them. Unfake wrapping back around from Waterfall has alleviated a lot of it, though. A pressure valve point released, and with that, it's only Cloud remaining. He's looking to line him up one at a time. He only gets past the first, and there's just enough left for this defuse to come in.
Joblife, big retake, and I have to say, good calls from Unfake. Starting to have a different approach on these retakes, having a big pack. I mean, we saw it on the Thrifty when Pays was able to come through steals. This time, Unfake plays his time into perfection through Waterfall. Here is the kill that allows them back in, and then the second one onto the player on Pillar. Yeah, beautiful stuff.
I think something that Fnatic are going to have to start expecting from JobLife, though, because when they have been proactive on the extremities, they've looked to try and leverage that. It's the A control which they were able to take possession of in the previous. Alfia taken out of play by the Horn. He won't be this time. Still hunting that opening duel and just can't find the shots. Cloud is low, though. He was fighting his own spam battle on the back lines.
And if JobLife continue to
My ult's ready.
win the A fight, this chamber becomes invaluable. That's the whole point of the composition. Sure, we can, if you're Fnatic, come back out on towards it. It's once again a slow scale this time from Fnatic, and they're trying to find the trip of the Cypher.
Actually see that Unfake's been recalled towards A because of this constant cycling of the wall from Crashies. Maybe looking to invest a Prowler or something to retake some of that space, but it's so deep that Fnatic are right now. Buying precious time in the bank for them, this maneuver.
Ooh, that's not good.
JobLife have done all of the detective work that they needed to. I think they're not still sold that this is going to be a C finish.
30 seconds left.
Even with Bosa trying to fake that, it's not done anything.
No, it's not. JobLife know that Fnatic like to play the map and do not want to move from position. They're waiting for clear contact through bodies hitting the site. And I mean, Fnatic's done that. Kaya takes out Kamek, so Doma tries to step forward, bring numbers back into JobLife's favour. But Fnatic look to slice and dice. Runner at the same time. He's brought this into a winnable position. An unbelievable nade will put JobLife up to 4. And Fnatic, the small details betraying them.
I mean, that's just a ridiculous conclusion to a round which otherwise felt well executed enough by Fnatic in the final moments. JobLife were considering the gamble towards C. Didn't look like they fully committed to it, but had the right idea about what Fnatic were trying to do on the map. That applied A pressure not fallen for. And it's just a single nade in the end that wins it for them. Great spray from Runner in the meantime. Yeah, no points for guessing what he was saying there.
And I think this is where this Fnatic game really gets to see where the cut of the mustard is.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a barometer of strength for both, with Fnatic coming out the back of they're only finding their first win in the lower bracket. And so, as play resumes, it's only a couple rifles to get you excited here on the attack side. From their perspective, again, A control taken, but a few more bodies brought to the brawl this time around. Kamek looking to try and shut them down at the first port of call, though, and with Pays in support, he's a trusty ally in this endeavor. The fight is taken all the way to the doorstep of A lobby in the end, and Alfia does find one back, but still Fnatic trail, and look at Doma.
Yeah, right on the flank. JobLife have used 2 ultimates, the Showstopper and the Overdrive, to get this.
I mean, they're putting the squeeze on them at every single front. Doma finds the 2 kills on the C push in the end. Unfake continuing to constrict through B main, and with that, it's a 4-round cushion now for JobLife. Fnatic beaten to the walls in that round.
Yeah, they are, but it's an eco round at Sheriffs. It's not the biggest of rounds. I'm very surprised that JobLife got so over-eager here. And fair enough, they win the round and they make it look easy, but I'm not quite convinced by that. And I think that could
Alpha, why you are not killing me in this angle, hey?
He's getting better, you know. He's getting better with the trash talk.
He's
Step by step, man. Look, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't teach it how to drink. Let's see what it is, though, that's being said in the comms on the Fnatic side.
1, go. He's at...
Spike
Face,
down
keep
A.
facing, keep facing. Don't give them respect.
Face your...
Follow. Alpha is not ulted.
Nice, everything. I think he's gonna broke Hobbit. Hold
Broke
Hobbit, hold
Hobbit,
Hobbit, hold
boys.
Hobbit. Sure, I'm holding
But
back.
I can't hold Hobbit right now because she's okay. I have someone on me.
Okay, so we know that Cypher's probably left the C with his camera, boys. We should go back to C and rush C.
Yeah, that's fine.
You come back.
Yeah.
I hold your
You want me to open
We have wall up.
wall?
wall up.
That's the kill.
I'm
Good
gonna
job.
fake, stay there.
Dropping
They should push A now.
Oh, one more on B, one more on B. He's still there, still there.
They found my trap.
Raise on A, only raise
Red
on A.
back.
Mid somewhere.
Let's
There's
walk A.
magnets together. I think C will be empty, boys. But you can go onto A if you want. It'll probably go to Hobbit. He might be holding the cross still, but if he is, it's
I'm gonna
probably
pick
good.
on him. Give me the pick.
I could guess about a player holding Hobbit. Alpha, yeah, the one to challenge it. Runner just edging away from it, but still Alpha winning that. 2v1 for Fnatic, and this is their best chance so far.
Yeah, Alfia can get active on any of
Spike
these lines.
planted.
Crash is playing deep, no intent to play the ult here.
So Kamek reprises his role. A smoke to enter the site, and has diced this up. Alpha doesn't even know. Kamek now 1 versus 1. Crashes having to win it, but Kamek thinks this is Tree. Tries to clear out, does so should know it is main. Tap of the spike. Trying to get a peek in his favour, doesn't get it, but finally knows exactly where the Viper is. Still tapping away, looking for a half, finally gets it, waits for the last peek, but Crashes has done so well. Time now working against the Omen, but Kamek might have just got on time, he has! Job Life up to 6!
And as always, Kamek is right on time for Job Life. The most clutch player in play-ins right now. And that makes it double digits for him so far in this run for Job Life. Started off with Pays going so deep. Fnatic just lacking the information on a few of these players. And that's the same way that Kamek wins the clutch. A gap opens up. Left uncovered by Crashies. And the former sub from 2023 lets him know.
Since this run began, Job Life have lost this map, what, 1-2 times? It just goes to show how confident they are. They've played against every variable, every composition. They know exactly what they're up against in Fnatic. Probably the toughest opponent on a map like Lotus, considering all they've done on it.
Yeah, I mean, so far in the gun round, it's just Boaster trying to create some pressure on C, but the change-up from Kamek is a walk down sand. Paranoia prepared, but just thrown in to throw Fnatic off more than anything else. You can see Job Life still showing so much intent to fight in these early stages. Unfake left out on a whim in B main, though. That's the first to hit the dag.
Big loss, considering the impact that we've seen Unfake have. And this looks like a straight-up B exec, a double stack to try and decipher, and, well, the nade somewhat good. Pace trying to capitalise from it.
So messy.
And cannot. Runner as well. This is just
30
1-on-ones.
seconds left.
Nobody quite capitalising other than Fnatic.
Oh, time running out though, and Fnatic could be leading Lambs to the slaughter here. It's Crashies at the front, but they're into the A setup with the traps. A B pivot would be a welcome change here, and it looks like that's where they're going to end up.
Yeah, I mean, the ultimate from Kamek is
10 seconds left.
brings them closer to that B site at the very least. And Kayak the one to grab it. Money not the greatest in this position, and damage, at least from Job Life, could put them into a more winnable one on the next. 12 HP for Boaster, and still wins out his duel. An in-zone flawless for Fnatic to bounce back.
Yeah, and that's great in the gun round as well for the finances here to try and salvage something at what becomes the back end of the first half. To build on the point that you were teeing up at the start here, Cairo, yeah, historically, Lotus has been a fantastic map for Fnatic. It's this change-up in comp, though, the Hail Mary, if you will, which we're still seeing take progress, take shape.
Let's go, boys. Come on. Let's go.
Was certainly impressed with the Enterprise result, how dominant that one ended up looking, 13-3. However, first map nerves maybe for the Challengers team, hard to assess. We need to see consistency, and well, Pays has been very consistent in the First Blood department.
Yeah. All time since this map has been reintroduced, Fnatic basically at a 70% win rate. That's a pretty good going.
But for all of the change, what can you rely upon? Cloud into the team and offering some relief here in picking up Kamek. Still numbers left behind for Job Life on C. Do they want to fight this? It looks like it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Unfake's getting out of that one. It's pretty easy. Slam dunk. Runner not being allowed the same mistakes as last time to punish. And Pays close by as Alpha takes the peak. So good at finding value. And I don't even think, he's just swung out through his run. His wall. How has he managed that? He's still on 1
Yeah.
HP and still confident.
Watch him get a kill here as well.
Yeah, well, Dome has been played in as well. Fnatic not considering it. The spam not working. Pays nearly with an ace in the end. Brings it within 3.
I said watch him get 1, not 2. Oh, that's a crazy transfer from Pays.
Yeah, he's a very important player for this team. For those who don't know, who may have just tuned in and are Fnatic fans, Pace has rejoined this roster as Chiwa was unfortunately not able to join us in Berlin.
Nice, boys! Come on!
A substitute.
On!
And there was actually an interview recently with...
Can buy on the Job Life side.
Yeah, but maybe
They've got a couple of ults to try and play around here, and yeah, it's Pays' overdrive that gets you most interested.
maybe it's the lesser prize that add value to Job Life. Basically, the reason why they have 6, it all started from the anti-eco round where they were the eco.
Find you.
This time a lot of respect shown by Fnatic.
I think they just call that an eco.
Cheers. It was an anti-eco round for
So
Fnatic, was the
good.
point. Thanks, Hazard.
No problem.
Bring them
And so, in what is a half buy here, when you look at the weapons,
My ult is ready.
couple of rogue rifles in the mix for Job Life. You're just wondering how they can cause problems for Fnatic. It's been a slow roll on the attack side in terms of how they've looked to try and play it. And when the defense can overload you late, that's when those issues start to crop up. Doma's trap already revealing one Prowler. Does get broken, but I don't think he's realized how far Kayak has encroached from Bend. And with that, it's a slight lapse. And no, the Bandit catches. Big kill right between the eyes. He wants more and gets it. Doma still going. And with a little bit of reprieve, the rotation comes in. The spike's on the ground. Yes, Bosa can pick it back up with the ult.
30
But Job
seconds
Life are
left.
steps ahead of this.
Yeah, they are already on it. Boaster still wanting to commit towards E, but Fnatic are left scrambling.
I mean, Job Life have pairs of players towards both limits of the map, so they decide, you know what, let's group back up.
Yeah, and Crashes has held the rotation.
But, I mean, even with Boaster picking up the spike here, yeah, he's got a full stick, actually, to have enough security for a plant. Crashy's the one playing bodyguard as he finds the first of the targets making their way back upstream in Waterfall. But Doma's still going, and with the Vandal still in his hands, this is the biggest threat in front of them right now.
Yeah, Brashies to combine once again. And the Pit being down with a Molly already used. Job Life are here.
Boaster's over the top of his own smoke, though, and with that, they're nearly back on terms. Fnatic trailing by just a player, and Crashies is healthy inside of this pit right now. Pays trying to shine the light back through, lead the way for the rest of Job Life into the retake. He's going to catch Boaster, but Crashies left behind in his wake, finds the first of the targets and gets out of dodge. Drops down to the lower level, the spike still not worked on. Time playing into his hands all the while as Crashies is still going. Unfake pulled out into the open and buried in the ground.
I mean, as it was the first round, it's a Red Bull clutch from Crashies, a 4K to bring Fnatic up to 4. Remember, last round was a Job Life timeout. That was where they looked to recollect, and once again, prove an issue. Through heroics, through ultimates.
Yeah.
That's how Job Life brought it close.
Enemy remaining.
Money still in the clear so far for Fnatic, but they can't keep letting bodies drop like this.
No, that was against the half buy. It's important to reiterate there. Job Life still in control in the first half in my eyes. But this, the final opportunity to really hammer home that advantage into the second half. 4 players, early presence on A to stop Fnatic from getting out into that space.
Oh.
But it's towards the left-hand side where they've tended to roam. This one being a late reclear, which we have not seen in a while.
No, we have not. As Pays tries to slide out and Alpha capitalizes. Runner, though, identified through the Prowler.
Sends a Boombot back in the opposite direction. Job Life just signposting their authority here. Fnatic crossed the minute mark, and they've not got too much map material, but B is still looking fairly exposed with only Unfake.
Kame, though, identified, and Runner managing to get a kill off the back of the Prowler used. Crashes left for dust, and look at this B play.
Yeah, you've seen the reposition here from Unfake. He's gone to blue room now and has support. A double stack, which Fnatic are walking straight into.
Yeah, I mean, it's on these kills. Kamik once again holding on to this site, but Doma unsuccessful.
30 seconds left.
Cypher utility offline, and Boaster's the one who's gone hunting. A low Kamik would be an easy kill for the IGL and is. So it's up to Runner. 1 kill, showstopper. The rocket, the one that you're probably putting your hope in if it comes online, especially up against 2. But that Spike, not in the best positions for a swing back round.
Yeah, and I mean, the insurance policy is there for Fnatic. Seize and Paranoia on first tap.
Buys you a bit of time. Runner now known that he has made his way on towards Spike. Fnatic, bring it within 1.
Yeah, they just play the simple game, go for the double swing there on the elevation, and there's just absolutely nothing that could be done in that situation. First time that we really see Alfia make the most of this chamber, I think, with shutting down Pays and then making himself untradeable in the process. Fnatic have been pegged back.
I feel it! I feel it!
In several of these rounds, but keep finding ways to retaliate, and with that being 4 on the trot, this is Joblife's last opportunity to keep themselves in front outside the opening 12.
Well, because it's the showstopper into the next one, and Joblife now starting to control that mound space.
I mean, look at the layers to this C-hold now. 2 sets of traps, bodies brought early in case of a fast pop. Now you start to see those players get reallocated. Pays cut down on rotation time, of course, with the high gear, and that's most important because the A site is the one which looks under immediate threat.
7 to 5 half would be so important for Joblife. Pays looking to jiggle peek this one, and Boaster, should he walk out, would be an easy kill, but Fnatic wait for the wall to go up. And well, even invest the Nightfall of their own. Still taking their time. Pays once again looking to disrespect, and he has been dealt damage and finally killed by the Molly.
From Alfia's position in B main, they can very easily pivot to this other site. Still thinking about that rocket in the retake though, and the fuse is lit.
There it is, but no kill just yet. Finally Alpha seen, and he still has his TP towards main and finally uses it. And Runner, unfortunately, runs out of time. Now has Kayak identified onto his position, and Joblife need to get a move on in this retake.
CT players so slow on this one.
Yeah, they need to get a move on. Finally finally get the kills! Joblife out of nowhere. A 7 to 5 half was said to be important, and they will get it. An advantage of 2 rounds onto Fnatic's defense.
Great adjustment there in the retake. Little bit more time bought by Runner, and Unfake calls the rest of his team in through Waterfall to secure that 2-round cushion. Much needed one in the end for them, as we're gonna see how the second half goes, but not before heading over to an interview from before the game. We had the chance to talk with Pays.
Thank you so much for joining me.
Hopefully we'll see you there. But to just build on what we were hearing there in the interview, yeah, absolutely. I think if this is a compromise maybe between the two, it looks like they've created something new in the process. And right now, it's a roster which is leading Fnatic. Onto the attack side, where Joblife have come under some scrutiny in the past. I think we've seen the improvements so far in the play-in stage. It's a question of if they can now deliver that in what is the most important game so far.
Fnatic will know the job that they have to do. So it's a simple one in essence, but not in practice. Joblife, once again, just scale slowly. Alfia, an important part of the A side of the map, and Kamik knowing that, not wanting to give much away and knowing to just signpost the space that he's watching.
The rest of Joblife arriving to this, but Alfia still holding on to the root angle. In a position where he can't be peeked from the Rubble player as of right now. Kamik yet to crash the corner. Alfia walks away with a skull in his pocket and some damage to boot on Pays.
Same time though, this was always going to be a B pivot with Doma and B main, so there's space in which to try and fill out here, and Fnatic have Boaster on the case.
Joblife need the extra space though, some map material to get them going, and it's Pays again, the instigator.
Yeah, they need that kill as well.
Playing from Plat, but nothing found as of right now. You can see Fnatic just steadying the troops, getting ready for this retake. 2 and 2 from Waterfall and top side. Whereas it's Crashy's attached in this late flank, trying to buy a little bit of space and time. But Joblife have already done enough to dissuade at least this initial wave. Some utility coming out, C's traded, tethered to the feet of Unfake. He can't get any extra room there for himself, but the rest of Joblife are rallied behind him. He simply holds the torch, and everyone follows along. Pistol in the bag, and the advantage concrete.
A brilliant pistol run from Joblife, playing from a disadvantage. Pays managing to get the information without being punished. And then there's a decent bit of damage in the meantime, but it's how Joblife swing off of each other. Know the importance of taking your timings. And unfortunately, Crashies misses out.
Guys!
Yeah, you had Alfia monitoring A, but still a very passive position from him with the rendezvous to return to the B site instead. He's joined up with Kayak this time in a 2-1-2. Otherwise, Joblife taking those 3 rifles and being very direct about their approach.
That they are.
Okay.
And pays every time when he goes for these slides. Has seen the omen, and well, has got the kill. Easy enough in the end for Joblife getting this post plant.
Pays just breezing past these
Every
Fnatic
time.
players, sweeping them into the shadows. And if this kind of form can continue into the following rounds and or map, then who knows where we head. Still pistol in the hands of Alfia here.
Yeah, pistol in the hand of Runner and a rifle on Pays' hands overall. Nicely done by Joblife, a gap of 4, and that's when we get Fnatic's rifle round.
Yeah, Fnatic put in a really awkward situation here, of course, from the Enterprise game. Starting out on the attack side, I believe, so little housekeeping left to do to wrap that one up. Whereas here, of course, building from the ground up in this situation. Defender side historically the weaker of the two on this map, and I mean against Pays and Runner, they've been lights out so far.
Especially Pays, but let's see how they use these duelists as we have a look into the Joblife comms right now.
Did they spot you guys or only me?
Yeah, only me as well.
And me, okay.
I'm gonna open door. They're playing outside.
Can we do technical?
I'm pressuring.
1 sec. Technical.
Guys, I think we can finish B split now. Max, can you smoke in front of us? I'm gonna prowler you blind of it and we finish C split.
Yes.
Inside.
He's close. One HP.
There is a trap on us, Max.
Yeah, it's fine.
Fix on side, fight side.
Can we still do it? Can we still
Take
do it?
the bomb. And Satchel Hobbit.
You ready? I'll paranoia Hobbit for
Bro, I
you.
need to.
Go.
Engage when we go. Come, Max.
Yeah. Heaven.
Dead.
That's.
Open the door. One door.
Fight was safe.
I smoke B man.
It was safe, yes. Fight was
Nice.
safe.
Very good, no?
6 bullets. I have
Can you
heaven.
hold me? Toma?
High dive.
Yeah.
Connect heaven after.
I'm holding on main smoke.
Prowler.
Coming.
We could have.
I'm flanking. Can you ult him? Ult him to buy time.
Yeah.
Joblife putting himself into a post plant here, but Fnatic still with rifles to bring to the table. Runner,
Last player standing.
showstopper, already active, but Kamek is the one that finds the next kill. And that all but seals it. Alfie has so much work left to be done here. Not in range of his TP just yet, but that escape route being watched by Doma, as you can see, waiting in the wings. And from cover to cover, an impressive round from Joblife here.
That it is. Joblife knowing what routes they can take. Joblife knowing how to punish on a bonus round. Double digits found after the first 3 in the second half. Fnatic not looking as good as they normally do.
Yeah, I suppose that's probably the best way to describe their stage so far. Their year, even as the absence from an international continues to creep. It could very well end with their first ever champions, where we don't see them hit that stage in Shanghai. But yeah, to come back to the comms and again, and this continued point of what the calling is looking like on the Joblife side. I think where we really saw them struggle was against Eternal Fire, where that initial chaos was being created, where they struggled to open rounds. Here, they've not had too much issue. Fnatic looking to pose a double-pronged threat on A here with Alpha, but it's only Kamek to arrive, and he has TPs to get to safety.
Should he need it? Need onto his position.
Just tanks it.
Yeah.
Comfortable.
And that's the thing, is Fnatic now have a red herring. I mean, Alpha the one to watch, really. He has the TP away, but Kamek now calling for support. And this could very easily overwhelm just the chamber, and that A site is so open.
Yeah, Fnatic, a complete misread of the situation, just assuming that this was continued fake pressure. Instead, the numbers have congregated behind the smoke as it plumed and now fades, leaving only Alpha behind. TP to play from, wanted to go wide as he waits.
Needs at least one. If he can get out with one kill and put themselves in an advantage for the next retake on that A site, it would be huge, but it's not the case. And now it's a foot race towards that site, but Alpha's there first. In fact, denied the space, he's taken damage, and he knows that he can't let up. So, plays further back, and now we're into post.
I mean, yeah, Pei's just so proactive here, but still showing signs of discipline. He's forced that defensive line all the way back, and you can see Kamek as that second layer continuing to just tow them. As Runner finds the one detached, mostly a couple of pistols back in here, but still some results delivered on that front. 4-on-4 situation, and Fnatic starting to drop into JobLife's site now. As you can see, they're ready to duel this a little bit more front-footed. 1 versus 1 out in the green as Unfake is able to pick off one, but Alpha comes crashing back through, and it's all on Doma all of a sudden. Fnatic able to restore order, and with just enough time to get the defuse in.
Yeah, that is. I mean, the fact that Alpha doesn't die in the end, the fact that you see Fnatic allowed space to try and work back from. I mean, had Pei's got the kill onto the chamber, it would have been unbelievable, but at the same time, feels as if JobLife a little panicked in that post plant, could you say?
Yeah.
Boys, let's go! Show some energy! Let's go!
Feels like they're trying to set the tone in a lot of these rounds, but it's a sword that they either live or die by, reaping the rewards of it early on, but Fnatic now starting to catch on to things, and Cloud there trying to be a catalyst for this comeback.
Trying to G up the troops. The thing about JobLife is they have natural pace in the roster, and Doma just decapitates Kayak, not even allowed the chance to peek out and get a bullet off.
All of the options at the table. JobLife wanting this fast hit though, or at least feigning for it. Some utility bailed in and baited out on the Fnatic side. The orb from Crashies goes up, no Molly now behind it, and a free B site, and it's a solo Cloud here in heaven.
Yeah, and he's playing disciplined enough right now. A quick early pick would have given him the Nightfall, but doesn't want to give it away. Fnatic trying to work this round, trying to find angles in which to approach this post plant, different avenues, like the trying to contact into these players in main through the door. Doesn't quite come through yet. JobLife allowing Fnatic this space at this moment in time as they start to encroach on the site, encroach on the spike. A good kill from Alpha, make it 2. Fnatic are back into this one, and still the defuse goes on, but Unfake and Kamek do it again! It's down to a 1 versus 1 against Pei's, who's been unbelievable! And once again will deny Alpha his ace! JobLife find 11!
Alpha again, the protagonist in these retakes, but 4 kills will still fall short. Pei's outdoing him in that endeavor, as it was a clinical opening, and you were just worried about the possibility of Fnatic getting overwhelmed towards CT side there. It's a crossfire setup from Blue Room and main though, which was navigated really well by those retaking players, but then all of a sudden kind of falls apart, just like Runner's headphones.
He's in that Nightfall in the Tour de Force, and Alpha not buying up shows you that at least the chamber ulti will be used.
Yeah, for a second there, Boaster on and off of his own. Saw Fnatic find value from the scoped weapons on this one before, mainly the Outlaw on Crashies. But here you can see how quickly Alpha is spotted by the cam of the attack side, and very quickly JobLife setting up off of that.
Kamek to encroach. Kayak, a big duel to win out, and well, straight away into the pack of players, and Fnatic chasing shadows.
Yeah, right back to spawn with the rest of his team. JobLife playing the numbers game here, and Crashies, while he does have a molly and maybe some toxins left over, It's not going to do too much to stop them here. Full respect shown, and still not going to be enough. Pays just cutting through them as if they weren't there. Alpha's owner on the other side, melted before his very eyes. Fnatic fading away here at the end of Lotus, and while the buy wasn't anything to get too excited about, it was their final opportunity to stop Map Point.
Yeah, I mean, forced into this one, tried to get themselves a semblance of resistance, and it did not come through. This just seems to be the stage to upset, to prepare us for 2027. As once again, JobLife look to do damage to another big name.
Really impressed with how these attack-sided rounds have been set up. The desk of the previous series, of course, the post-match with Musashi talking about there with Tony, how important that bond is between your IGL and your coaching staff. We can't forget, again, that Unfake begun this journey with Larson and Skaz on Zerons many years ago. And you're kind of seeing it here as well. Just the fast pace of the round, setting up Kamik to try and take a fight out on A. And then this surgical setup for a C fight where Pays continues to show this confidence. Unrivaled. And it feels casual at the same time.
Settled into this stage, settled into Berlin. JobLife feel at home, like they should have always been here. And considering their luck in Tier 2, yeah, you could say that this one was overdue, has it? It's now Fnatic try with the last buy to give us something, and Kayak has. Alpha though caught out. Doma versus him. Kayak looking to step forward once again. Big information played through. Still the trade game, keeping things even.
Yeah, Fnatic getting caught up in these brawls. Doma, when the wall drops, it's awkward, and Crashes has managed to find himself a rifle. Have a man advantage now that they can look to work with Fnatic into the latter stages of this round. Just wondering what Boaster's up to on C. Starting to ask some questions with the jump spot here. Give them a bit of an outlet to work from.
That smoke has got the attention of the A anchors, and Boaster at the same time has just seen both players moving towards C. And he needs to get out of dodge, needs not to get caught out and keep the advantage in favour of Fnatic, but steps forward. Here's the steps of the player swinging round and catches out one of the players now, Kamik. Has to get the spike back and get it down.
No tools.
Oh, and Kamik knows that there's a player trying to fight him. This is 2 1-on-1, should he get it? Cloud can't give anything away. The pressure of the round on the individuals now.
On Boaster.
Yeah. He's let go of the spike, and he's even stepped back. This is a big position in which to work, but Kamik has a smoke to play around. A tap, Boaster interested, and Kamik now with a chance, but Cloud there swings out and denies the round.
Sweeps him under the rug in the end, but it got painstakingly close. The best closer that JobLife have at their disposal. Just inches away from sealing it there. 13-6, but Fnatic stay alive, and as I was setting up, lots of situations where this round could very easily have come apart for them. JobLife really want them to just keep scrapping all the time.
Everyone, please believe.
It's interesting to see again that Cloud as that second caller is the one trying to inspire something here.
Trying to kickstart this run, the second step of the run.
They've only just got started.
Yeah, and very quickly they could be finished. That's how good JobLife have been on this first map. Is well, everything's thrown into the mixer, and Fnatic have capitalised.
Boaster reconfirming player presence on Rubble as well. Wall about to drop, but Alpha still fighting in the open air here. Walks away with another, leaves only Doma behind. Good memories for him, of course, in a Fnatic jersey, but it's an in-zone flawless for the other side right now, and just a 4-round gap that separate the teams.
Yeah, and I think at this point in time, maybe in timeout territory for JobLife. They don't want to let this slip, don't want to let Fnatic with the confidence. We've seen what happens when they're allowed back into maps. Mind goes back to Paris, of course.
Yeah, I mean, as it does many other events, but the question is, Looking at some of the ults coming up here as well, are they going to have enough to get it over the line? Especially looking from the job life perspective. Runner with this showstopper available, and heading into Alfia's neck of the woods, he has to be clean on the first engagement, Phantom in hand. So he won't be able to take a target instantly always, but with the support of Crashies, doesn't seem to be too much of an issue. B-push still just trickling its way in, but Fnatic all over this one. So it's looking like that gap will go down by yet another round.
Yeah.
And Job Life are back to the drawing board.
Not much of a round, to be honest, if I'm from Job Life. And I think that's the thing, though, right?
That was a round of Valorant.
That was the round of Valorant. I mean, the fact that Alpha pulls down doesn't get it. I mean, you know what I mean? It's actually the spray that works out. Anyway, point I wanted to get to, right?
B push into a Viper wall and a chamber.
Yeah.
Can't get much worse than that.
Yeah, but this is the point.
Always been enough just for him to win that solo engagement. As many times as he does win it. So as the barriers are about to go up, Fnatic still with a gap of 3 rounds to try and close. Opportunities for Job Life to win their map pick. But again, Alpha, first point of contact, checked out by the cam. I think Job Life have done a pretty good job at finding him early with this utility at low cost.
Point is, though, is Boaster's here to support, so should Alpha have to TP away, he could play in Boaster, who's not been too bad, but Alpha misses out. There's thoughts about this as they spam the box, and Boaster caught out as well. There's even a showstopper, and Kayak manages to capitalise on a little bit of mistakes. Crashies can't quite get the kill he's looking for, so it's still an advantage for Job Life.
I mean, Crashies simply had to stay alive there. He's got the pit into a potential retake, and more than anything else, they need to get the numbers back on side. Job Life with a deep plant, so they're not looking to try and play from main. It's all bodies on the line to defend this last stand for 13.
Cloud has just got the Haunt back online, which could be a very important piece of utility to get back, and Kayak steps in front. Very aggressive, a satchel to try and set himself up, but I mean the players are playing keep away.
Disconnected
once again, but Kayak and Crashies out of nowhere. It's a 2-on-2, and Fnatic within a winning position. Doma knows that though, and has to win the next duel cleanly. Both players keeping away, and now Crashies just trying to defuse, has half, and Doma swings out, but Crashies has got it.
So close.
Oh, it's within seconds, point 11. And we're within 2.
Crashies coming up huge on the C site again, and Doma just can't buy those precious milliseconds to scrape the round result in their favor. Brilliant retake. This nade from Kayak and then Crashies to capitalize. Flush in the corner, and it's so close.
Oh my goodness! Hey!
Moments like that, though, which are always going to get you reinvested. They know it's not done just yet.
It's certainly not. This Project Hail Mary keeps going for Fnatic. Still ticking away, round by round, and Pace looks to put a stop to it.
Brings us right back down to earth. Job Life flush for options here, but still so set on the A execute.
So quick as well. Good utility. Cloud caught out in no man's land. And Fnatic once again have to play from a disadvantage. Spike in, Doma on the other side of the world. So it's a 3-on-4, and Alpha strikes first.
Big kill. It's bought a little bit of time. I don't know if it's going to be enough for Doma here. He's actually got it spot on.
Oh, this is perfect. Alpha doesn't even consider it. So the kill back in Job Life's favour. And Lotus looks to go the French side, but a big kill from Boaster once again. We did get the neural theft off, so the information on player's position could be massive. Unfake, looking to play off runner, but not considered. Boaster with a big kill. The players need to get the defuse, the tap, the spam. Unfake trying to deny, but can't. Fnatic are going to be within 1. Oh my God! An unbelievable round from Fnatic. Down, but not out.
They should be dead in this one already, but Fnatic still showing signs of life. And as Crashies combines again with another one of his teammates, they've brought it within 1. Final round of regulation to play for. Boaster hitting shots on players he can't even see. And it's a stick with seconds to spare this time. which has stopped Job Life from the
Yo,
all-important round.
it's 2v4! Yes, 2v4! Hey!
I don't know if Cloud even himself believed in this one when he started trying to get something going. But it's not over. Still one more to play. And Job Life again on another direct hit. Blind commitment.
Blind commitment into Crashes of all players and Poster. Kayak there, and Pace still continuing to be this relief for Job Life, to be the one to try and win the map, and does so again. Puts himself in a brilliant spot, slide back up. Only 3 bullets on Crashes. Is Job Life trying to infest the site and do so successfully? Pace still not found, still looking to be an issue, and it's back to a one-on-one. Overtime or map point.
And it's Kamek up against the player he stood in for the last time he was on a VCT stage in a Fnatic jersey.
Spike planted.
Plant goes in, and a reposition towards Tree.
It's Kamek to step forward and fight Alpha here. This is just map 1, and the drama continues. Kamek might have just got the jump on Alpha here. Finally peeks in, and we'll win it. Job Life finally get the job done, and we'll win their map pick.
Fnatic slow to start their performance against Eternal Fire, of course, there. But the GX result just the other day, perhaps building some of that confidence back. And again, it's one step at a time, really. You can only beat the opponent in front of you, and that is the case for both of these teams. Job Life starting out on the defense, and a triple stack of players window is given the green light for kills. The double duelist of Fnatic instantly shut down.
100% Crashes looking to find at least the low player of runner. But once again, stack of players towards mid. Does Job Life look to play off one another again? And there's 2 bodies to find, Cloud and Boaster.
Actually showing a little bit of proactivity. They're the next ones to instigate, and it might be clean all across the board in the end. Boaster's the only one remaining. He's got a couple bits of utility to try and play off, but Kamek will finish it off post-haste. There you go. In-zone flawless to kick things off, and Job Life get themselves another pistol.
Yeah, I mean, something that was impressive the last time we saw this was Runner, and how quick he was to work into space, his operating skills. Just Job Life's proactivity in general. Remember that attack side, it was what, something like 7-8 rounds on A?
Yeah, I mean, just exploiting a weakness that they saw more than anything else, and taking that to the nth degree. On the opposite side, just want to be thinking about this Fnatic double duelist again as they continue to lose out in the first blood department. Pay's the one getting active this time. Alpha back on the Neon, and the reprisal is no better. Crashy's gone, another in-zone flawless. Back to what I was saying about this double duelist, though. It's something that Fnatic have consistently been trying to play, but not having those results.
No, it doesn't feel like something that suits their historic style, Boaster's calling style.
For sure.
And I think that's something that he's had to adjust to. And,
absolutely. I think that's the thing, right? It's the conversation of Alfia as well. This commitment to double duelist means that he's been wanting to play these aggressive roles for so long, whereas
line them up, bro.
It's that conflict maybe between the team's needs at the same time that puts you in this awkward situation.
Oh. Line them up and stack them up for Runner. Same time, we're going to have a look at Fnatic's comms as they hit this A site.
Minus 80. Wait, I will drone this guy.
Kill him, come. I'm not with you.
He's droning me, Running into me, boys.
I'm gonna
Minus 80.
I'm gonna grab my orb.
There you go.
Whoa. In the smoke, I guess.
Push. Guys, I don't know about the operator. Can we just chill and let
Holding double there.
Holding my stairs, boys.
I don't know where they are. I'm just holding double passive.
I don't think I come from
They
it.
called the breach, planting.
Planting.
I'll call plant. I'll call.
Not planting.
Planting it. Maybe pushing me, low.
Guys, can you group up on mid or something?
Planting.
Don't play 1v1s. It's bonus.
I'll go mid.
I'm a planted.
Arbor,
Group up with Pace.
Did we
Toma.
see Cypher ever?
I'll come aim in. I'll smoke this for you
And
guys.
Toma, you clear close angles for him, you have Spectre, and Pace, you bait him a little bit and you refract with the op, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Then we went to smoke.
you can smoke now.
I'm walking.
Close left.
Player standing.
They don't.
I don't know. I'm holding myself. He might walk on you.
Yeah. I'll jump shot. I'm pick.
I'm walking slowly, bro.
10 seconds.
Change the gun, runner, and start running.
That's maybe.
Running, bro.
have to.
Guys. Come on, let's go. Nice, nice,
Job Life winning another bonus round like they did in that second half, like they did on the first half technically after the pistol round loss. Job Life consistently finding ways to get that momentum on side.
Yeah, just keeping themselves competitive all the way through. This round entirely on Kamek. 2 kills from main. And in the Fnatic comms, not seeming like
Guys, come on, let's go.
they had an idea how to deal with him. When you're playing the Phoenix on this map, again, it's always going to be a case of ult priority. Doesn't feel like they've been able to play for those orbs so far. And again, it was a blind commitment straight from the barrier rip. And seeing here, looks like more of the same.
Trying to be
Straight
direct.
into the Viper.
Yeah. Fnatic stalled out by just the molly. You're hoping that Alfea's Guardian can find you something, but Fnatic stalled out here, and Job Life have an idea mostly about this map. Look at the positions of the defensive players.
I mean, Runner's just enabling this all of the while, and Doma Spam does catch Cloud on the way in. He was one of the last players forward, so it's going to take a little extra time for the spike to get picked up and planted. Problem with that is the high tide is soon to fall, and as it does, well, they're without a second smoker to alleviate some of that pressure. Orb going up towards the CT side, certainly going to help out but for just a moment, but Fnatic drifting into the danger zone here, and with Kayak finding one at the very least, he's got himself an upgrade to the rifle, but Runner there to checkmate him. Twice the numbers available for the defense into this retake effort now, while Crashies will catch the first cleanly. The follow-up's even better. Alpha brings it back on side, and now it's a 1v1 for Unfake. Time not in the best of positions, and Alpha trying to bait him in, but the slide is telegraphed, and there's plenty of time to take this one home for 4.
Yeah, Job Life managing to get things over the line, and it's rounds like that. If they go against you, it can feel as if the world is against you for Fnatic. But they are proving that they are good for it when they get into these post plants, and those ideas, they're not static. It's unfortunate for Alpha, for Unfake once again proving his worth.
Guys, who are you picking, bro?
Problem is, because Alfea started that slide so far back from the pillar, he doesn't actually get much distance on Unfake in the end, so it's a easy enough correction for the captain. And what, with this being Job Life's defender's side as well, Fnatic still with their own yet to come for all of its issues. It doesn't put you in the best of positions, and that is being, you know, a little kind, if we're being honest. Into the gun round here already. Kayak lost to Pays, who's still going in main. In the meantime, Kamek there to support on site. Fnatic just not doing anything to this defense right now. Crashies makes the first incision, but that's the only kill they get.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically nearly 3 in-zone flawless rounds out of 5. And the biggest, I guess, the biggest chance we've seen from Fnatic was, in fact, the eco round in the last round. Things really falling apart right now. And I mean, Job Life right to ask these questions of Fnatic as we get their first timeout after 5 by Heavy Shield or Panic.
Okay, yeah. Money smart. Yeah. They all have money.
No, I don't.
Almost had a flawless round every single round.
Yeah,
so
no, but
far.
it was the fact that Pays was just sitting for no shield for the longest time.
Well, he's not going to sit still for long.
No, he's not.
Straight into a main. And again, if you're Job Life, you put high priority on this area of the map because you know that that orb should be filtering its way through Kayak's hands. Of course, on this round, he has to run it back already. In fact, Fnatic closing in on multiple ults here for their gun round.
Oh, I like this proactivity once again as Job Life start to head down towards bottom mid. Boaster.
No, not aware of this at all.
Yeah, I mean, finally identifies it and calls for support. Good paranoia to disengage.
Just pushing that perimeter back, but actually Kayak spotting the gap. Using his own ult now to create a little bit more space. Gets in through towards double doors, but still Job Life holding the line. Pays, drawing it in the stand and standing before it.
Yeah, the limit's so good. And Kayak, looks like there's a stack here, and Pays just being drawn to any attention. Goes for the peek and will gets the information.
Oh, Pays taken out of play though. It's the only one there on 8. Had to pop out his chest and try to get something done against the Horde. Now into the 3 versus 4.
Yeah.
Not the highest of expectations here for Job Life, but Runner swapped out the weaponry and it's this close clear which he needs to make it feasible. Not gonna happen.
I like this from Fnatic, the way that they've changed up the pacing of the rounds, creating pressure pockets, waiting for the reaction. And Job Life, every time, have reacted into open arms. Fnatic looking to get there first, unless Stoma gives us something. But in a 1 versus 3 now and time against him, you're not expecting it to be the case. And you're looking towards the Cypher of Crash. He's nowhere to be seen. So a 1 versus 1 against Kayak. On towards the spike, doesn't consider the villain behind him. And it will be Fnatic's first.
Yeah, Kayak playing that one intelligently, knows that Crashies wasn't in a position to close it himself, so just needed to play to the clock. And as you say, the adaptation here from Fnatic, more than anything, just feels like they were more willing to receive some of that initial pressure on the Job Life side, understanding what it is that the defense were doing. But so many 1v1s across the board. Sometimes you win them, sometimes you lose them.
Good job. What a shot he did on me. Come on!
We'll have to see if it's repeatable into the following round, because it looks like Fnatic are going to be much more straightforward with this one.
Oh, so Job Life as Pays tries to be the one to initiate things. So many bodies on the other side, and Pays now creates a question mark that Fnatic need to clear out. They do so, but at the same time, Job Life now start to investigate mid.
Drone doesn't put anyone on an active line though, so they have ultimately conceded this.
Ooh. And Job Life using this wall against him. Oh, Pays once again looking to be the protagonist. Alpha here at the same time has his own overdrive and is managing to get more kills. Does end up on a 3-on-3.
Job Life trying to bite back in this situation, and they have full control of the flank as well, but it's all from CT side.
Oh, and that's a big loss on Alpha here. A good ulti from Boaster, but Runner manages to dodge it. And Cloud now left to try and clutch up. 1 versus 3 gets the first pretty clean, to be honest, but Runner right-clicks his way to victory. Job Life's defense has managed to get 6.
Yeah, and I mean, at this point, that feels like the bare minimum, Cairo, with the way that these rounds are going. Fnatic just not offering too much for us. Lovely this from Pays, and I don't think you could ask too much more from Alpha on this entry. I was a little bit disappointed he didn't do the sound effects though, because I was enjoying that one.
Nah, that's not my thing.
It's not your thing?
Nah, I'm not a copycat. That's Uli's thing. Oh, apparently we're getting it anyway.
Shadow boxing. But Job Life still just showing full confidence in this situation. I mean, more than anything, the end of Lotus was them panicking a little bit and Fnatic taking advantage, I think it's fair to say. Otherwise, there's not been too much for them here. Pays has adjusted already. Oh, Boaster's a very lucky boy. Crashies swinging in to support him, as the old story always goes.
Yeah, and bails him out. Still a full sight to try and, I say full sight, at least 2 players here to try and unlock.
I'm out of here.
Alpha leading the charge, waits to regroup with Kayak now, sliding forwards. High Tide gatekeeping Job Life back towards Orange for the time being. There's a huge 1v1 about to break out in middle. It's between Runner's Op and Crashies, who's playing a disciplined game, but Kamek in the meantime has found an interruption. Alpha caught on the wide peak, and Runner has decided not to clear. A headshot taken to the dome, but from range, Crashies can't quite find him through the wall. It's continuous chip damage from the Fnatic side, though, as Cloud has claimed yet another, and Kayak's pistol has kept things going. So at what point do you try and make a retreat? It doesn't look like that's an option for them, as Dome is going to go down with the ship, and Fnatic do get the double up.
Yeah, since the timeout, they've managed to get 2 out of 3 rounds. And they're doing a decent job at threatening Job Life. And I think a lot of the players just get caught between a decision to make, right? Fnatic moving bodies into position. I mean, Pays here, just a little too aggressive. This Hunter's Fury, brilliant on the last bolt.
I think the spacing certainly looking a lot better between Kayak and Alpha there. The former the one profiting from it in this instance, as it seems as if he's going to bring out the op for the first time here. Invited to a mid-duel, which Runner is also playing the long game on.
Why should he move?
Yeah, But to carry on that conversation as well, it's a partnership that Fnatic hadn't fully committed to at points, but here we go. It's out for all on his lonesome hit, and he does find the kill.
Good punish. But it's about the next steps for Job Life. What do they do next? Pay's looking to investigate A main, and you know that Fnatic are starting to spin their web. Well, that web could just be A site at this moment in time as they start to scale pretty effectively, and Job Life look towards middle.
Always feeling like a fundamentally sound team, and the reaction is to concede main in this instance for Job Life, looking towards mid for answers, but Crashies again has played this patient game, yet to be uncovered as the dart goes into the B window instead, so there are players getting ready to collapse on his position.
Start to take their time.
30 seconds left.
Pay's still here though, trying to provide an issue for Job Life.
I mean, look, he's bridged the gap from middle, so it's just a question of Job Life digging out this lurk, but Crashies has managed to navigate those troubled waters. The B main pressure has never fully come in, and now hearing the steps making that cross through middle, he understands that there's a timing to be taken. Kayak looking to buy him some of that, and has done so successfully while the ult is offline. Crashies gets the kill he was looking for, and time is of the essence for Job Life. But right now, it just feels like they're sliding into the meat grinder. Fnatic in position to wrap this one up and make it 3 from 4, and it's Crashies again who is keeping them in these rounds.
I mean, he's been unbelievable, but I've noticed that the only time that he ever activates is truly when we actually see the site push come in, the retake start. An end zone flawless for Fnatic as they get within 3 rounds, and as I look towards the other half on Lotus when it was the exact same circumstances, it was pretty much more of the same from what we're seeing so far, an effectiveness of timeout.
Come on, boys. Come on, we got this.
Fnatic getting back into things. Crashies, the motivator at the moment for me, and part of a crucial role swap.
Apologies, ex-players, Job Life look to do it once again and make this pain compound, salt to the wound. As this time, this A site a lot more stacked, and Fnatic once again, just slow to start. Happy to let Job Life be the ones to start the round.
That is the key change-up coming out of those first 5 rounds for Fnatic. Job Life checking back in with their own coaching staff, and this is the position now where momentum has started to go against them. We saw how that looked towards the back end of Lotus, and already you're starting to see it a little bit here. Just pistols for the time being, so not all too much to catch your attention, but Job Life have been good for rounds like these. It's the explosive nature of these individuals, gate-kept from the top tier, that are looking for any opportunity to prove themselves. And with the pack grouped up 3 strong in main, Cloud's drone looks to be respected. Just the one shown right now.
Trying to put a wall on the A site to move the players forward, and is successful as Cloud is now massively under pressure. Pay's managing to deliver a rifle, but in towards Runner and in towards Doma as well as the players send it their way. And the pistols once again starting to make an issue of this one. Runner is just continuously hitting headshots as well as Doma. This is a brilliant round from Job Life, and a Moda thrifty once again, and Fnatic fall flat in their face.
And that is why you should have been worried coming into this one. All of the little moments, but they're manufactured moments by Job Life. Main control, the highest priority on both sides of the map. The fight's set up for the ult, plenty of util thrown in. Ushered into the B play where you can see Doma take the main player out of action with the orb and the molly.
He's so dry, it's great.
And so just like that, advantage Job Life, but it could be short-lived. Fnatic are right back into this one.
Oh, but Runner has his operator, and we've seen what happens when he's on the line. No, that's time. The player's still trying to scale up here, and Runner's still missing out. Fnatic given an opportunity, and well, they'll capitalise this time.
Yeah.
That is a post plant on B.
A much more surgical attempt of the B scale here from Fnatic. With the numbers, the extra util to get them over the line. Not out of the woods just yet, though. Into post plant. Pace has been heard very early here.
There he has. I mean, he's usually the one to try and open rounds. Can't quite get the second. And I think this one is all but done. The players do know about Alpha's position. He can change up, and Joblife given a chance at opening.
2v3.
Cover going out.
And Kamek has a couple of smokes here to get into the site.
Yeah, done so successfully. Cloud managing to put an info dart into this, but they're onto the spike, and that's the worrying part. Fnatic, though, still able to make this one winnable, maybe not. Kamek in a clutchable spot. Oh, he just misses out on half and the kill. What is that?
Yeah, I mean, it was very nearly the perfect storm for him there, but as you say, had to commit to the half with time so low, and couldn't find the kill. Cut incredibly fine, though. And I mean, yeah, I mean, this one here from Pace just felt silly when he found it. But Kamek always giving you that hope. Extra motivation on the Joblife side, of course, but Fnatic still feeling the same way on this uphill struggle. And into the final round of the half, it's back to the age-rule again.
Welcome to my world.
Fnatic being made to sweat Pace.
Doesn't pull the trigger.
Yeah, looking to play a little bit more disciplined this time round, but there is a cam. Kayak has managed to leave Crashes to death, and Pays maybe just a bit too aggressive. Well, Hunter's Fury off the back of this. I mean, gets another kill.
It's just sensational, the layers to this. Unfake so ready to invest off that initial contact. And even the way that Pays dices up the fights, he just waits, lets Kayak take that extra bit of space because he knows he can keep holding the one way for a second longer.
Ooh. Now, I've seen something here. Doma only has a stinger. And he's left that B site to play the numbers. But that gives Fnatic an opening, a gap in which to work. It's not the round, but it's something.
It all comes down to how Doma takes this first contact. If he gets that info and keeps his life, then the rest of Joblife have an open invitation to this B retake. In fact, if he can start to pry away at some of that elbow space here, as the audio is now being given towards the site, it's almost set up for a checkmate. Here we go. Alpha just can't wrangle the spray in time, so it's supposed to 1v4.
Yeah, I was just saying, it looks as if Joblife starting to move in towards mid, and as you say, boast a 1v4. Needs to give us something to believe in. Needs to show us the goods, and does so in the first kill, but not the second. Runner, that different angle, and Joblife managing to close this one out. The half, 8-4.
Yeah, I mean, look, from that timeout on the Joblife side of things, they have really taken the ball back by the horns after starting to drift out of contention. Fnatic's own timeout bringing them into play, but this from Pays just showing why he should be feared at this level. This is a Joblife team, a scary Joblife team, which now threaten elimination for Fnatic. They're only a few rounds away into the second half. But before that, an interview with Alpha yet.
Thank you so much for joining me, Alpha. I
believe in their own effectiveness, their own, I guess, their own abilities to win out series.
Okay, so let's see it in the server. This is the final half that Fnatic may play this year if it carries on this way, Cairo, because we have to be brutally honest about it. Barcelona is just a dream right now, a far-fetched one at that. Joblife have been good for the pistols, the conversions that follow them up after. And playing a very slow start on this attack side.
It's like a chess game. Just moving pawns, not wanting to move the big pieces just yet.
Fnatic have a trap of their own set up from middle. Boaster keeping himself cornered in this new box. And in terms of utility, it's just the push wall. But stuns, flashes, mollies, all kinds of things very quickly ready to activate on this B site once the cam takes contact from Crashes.
Now, it looks to be the French opening on the B site. Still taking their time here. Finally activation, but it's all utility used and nothing in terms of kills. As Fnatic try to find space in which to walk Alpha seen, and Alpha's got killed. And it continues on this way. As Joblife finally get an answer back. And it's all through unfake. As you can see, there's a player trying to scale through middle. That's Stoma. Keep an eye on it as he's going to strike and strike hard. As Joblife once again will win a pistol round. They've won all but one. And that was the start of the series. One round away from double digits.
And the team from Challengers continues to grow in stature in the face of an old king, a long way away from its throne. Unfake couple here to start things, and as I called back to the push wall, it was the high tide to try and flood Fnatic back in control of the site. Just a disconnect in terms of how the jewels were taken. Alfia buys up the Guardian into what is otherwise feeling like a lost cause, and he's the first one to receive a bullet delivered straight to the dome from Runner.
Has been recollected though. Crash is the one to pick that one up.
Yeah.
Joblife still waiting for the next fight.
Honestly, you look at the parallels on the Joblife side, the changes that they've had to make to try and get this double duelist working. Runner back on a roll, which you'd not seen from him for 2 years, but still looking efficient in the way it's working. A casualty taken in the mid-duel as it continues to drip into this round.
Only the Marshal though. A concession willing to be made by Joblife, but that spike,
oh yeah, this feels a little rash. Unfake is walking the tightrope here in every sense, but Cloud just not in a position to take the timing, and Fnatic, without the weapons, boaster the best shot, Guardian in his hands, still just allowing the B site to be
30
taken.
seconds left.
Joblife will clear every corner before they plant this one.
yeah, I mean, diligence, right? As mid where you'll see Fnatic probably make their approach, and even Viper utility should they need it. But I don't think it's going to be in that position. It's a death match now, and Joblife hunting.
Yeah, more than anything else, it was Kamek here in the back halls. The Joker placed face down, and as he activates, that was the best chance that Fnatic had in Boaster removed. Guardian, grip loosened, and Cloud just with this. Marshall really is looking to not give any further orbs away in terms of ults to try and play towards. Most realistic here is probably Unfake on that Hunter's Fury. If we're talking meaningful impact, of course, Kamek one closer with his From the Shadows. And in fairness, it has found itself to be pretty useful in his hands so far. But this is Joblife now up to double digits, and if Fnatic are going to offer any resistance, to me, it has to come into the next round, really.
It does. That's the rifle round, the buy, and should you lose that, it's pots and pans to deny map and series point.
I mean, look, this is the most experienced of the Challengers teams. When you look at the heads that we count across the roster here on the Joblife side, they have that notability accrued through time playing on rosters, such as Fnatic, for example. And now in this position with such a commanding lead yet again, it feels like it's their map to lose once more. And for as mature as they've been in those comms in the past, we get a chance to listen in on the most important round now as we dive in to hear what Joblife are saying.
Okay. I didn't farm. I didn't kill.
I drop one trap.
Guys, I'm going front. I'm going for backside.
Backside. Fight. Elbow. Pin disco.
That's it.
They were 4B.
Yeah.
Alpha, yeah, with 4 on the site defense, and Fnatic leaving us a little speechless there. Not that we could say anything over the listening, but Joblife very much feeling the effects. I wish just tune into the vertical feed.
No,
if
do
you want
not.
to
I'm taking a sip of tea.
Mid-mouthful.
Yeah, taking a sip of tea, that's
You thought you had a second there,
No.
but Alpha's like,
Yeah, he's going to go and win a round, okay. Cheers, mate, thank you. I've just burnt myself. And Fnatic straight back into the mix. So does Joblife look to do the Joblife thing of just hit the A site? And very quickly on site here are Fnatic, ready to show some resistance.
Kamek trying to get in behind though. Flashing players revealed, lit up. But it's just the one that he gets for now, and that chip damage continuing to pile on through. Alpha the next, Kamek still known of here, but Doma is the real surprise element, the X factor that's slowly making his way through. Needs to offer a little bit of reprieve and has done.
Oh.
Bought a little bit more space now for Job Life to correct themselves, and you can actually see they're looking for an escape route, a way back, but it's straight into the crosshairs of Crashies on the cross. Catches him. Kamek has the ult, of course, to bail from this situation still with the From the Shadows, and will do so.
Oh, still gets the kill onto Doma.
Not without Doma going down, though.
Yeah, 2 versus 1, but it's Kamek clutching. And we saw what he can do on Lotus, and takes a high line.
I mean, this is an audacious position from Kamek, and has Crashies even considered this kind of position right now? Kamek right, boosted up on top of the bricks. And even with the cage there, a chance to maybe peer over the top. The reveal will surely scan him now, though. And Cloud, with that key piece of utility, keeps Fnatic going.
Yeah, keeps him in the mix-up. 4 rounds within it. And Fnatic starting to relax a little bit. Starting to eat into that daylight that Job Life had created from that first half.
The next timeout will be pivotal. We've seen how both coaches have been able to influence the game so far. A moment's respite making all the difference for both.
Come on, we got this, boys!
Again, it just feels like on the Fnatic side, any one of those players trying to get the rest involved, trying to make them believe when maybe even themselves are second-guessing their chances here. Back on side with a better purchase. Same can't be said of Job Life, but they bring numbers to the table, and with that, there's always the prospect. Trying to bait the engagement, does so. Good kills.
Yeah, and Kamek running for the hills with the spike as he knows he needs to try and get out of there. But once again, Job Life looking to play on the front foot.
They have to. Give a little bit more space back to their teammate. Kamek's got to go the long way round, and he's finally arriving from main. Alfia had half a chance there, but he's missed it.
He's not. He's got the kill, and Crashies on the back line, and he gets one as well. 1 versus 3 for Kamek.
And he's already managed to dig the first of them out. It's Alfia dropped. Boaster and Crashies still yet to get past. Timing looking good here for the wraparound. In fact, he may have fully evaded Fnatic's consciousness at this point in time. Boaster, only now the penny starts to drop, and with that, Kamek has already claimed the kill. It's Crashies on the other side that he's got to find, and the Guardian's been good for it so far. Crashies has the timing right, though, and again, counters Kamek in the clutch. A 7th to save Fnatic, and close up that gap yet again.
It's rounds like these, as I said in the first half, that if they go their way, you can feel as if the world's against you. And if you win rounds like that, you can start to feel that you can conquer the world. Fnatic, once again, back to showing us their best. And the 1 versus 1s looking great. I mean, Kamek, once again, he's been so good at trying to work rounds in his favour. And when rounds are being and when rounds are being won by Fnatic, it feels like relief more than anything.
Absolutely. As long as they continue to trail. Doesn't feel like they've led this series at any point.
That's because they really haven't.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say, in fact, I'd be willing to say the last time that they led on a map was round 2 of Lotus after the pistol.
Yeah.
So, as of right now, you're looking at a big ult cycle coming up here. Job Life have all of the tools, and they've shown in the past that the set pieces tend to stick. Fnatic on the other side have changed things up a little bit. Cypher set up towards A this time, and ready to receive this push, which has already made its way up to main. It's Alfia layered in front.
I mean, operator shot doesn't even deal any damage from what I can see, and still trying to find his way into a position to get a kill, trying to be ever elusive. Pays the first one and can't quite flick onto him. Oh, and Pays once again. The entries starting to come true. player tagged, and Doma going to catch the rotation of Kayak, but not get a kill from it. Boaster up close and personal, but not going to get the kill. Spike in, 2 on 3.
Yeah, Kamek walks into the shock as well, so now, look at the health.
Yeah, both players trying to play with each other, but you're not going to play against Pace, are you? It's an ace for the young Danish.
The young Danish duelist, yes. Yes, it is, and it's no contest when Pace is involved. Once again, when these advantages are created for Job Life, they really stack up in the round. You see the layers to it. Hunter's Fury through.
My first ace! Woo!
And so he announces himself.
Yeah. As he always seems to do in these matches. I think he announced his entry to this stage games prior, but this another level. This an opponent that we did not expect for him to control and demand attention.
Not as easily, that's for sure.
Yeah. I mean, an ace to push your team to 11, to put Fnatic on what is not the best of buys either. There is ultimates behind this, and that could change the direction of this round.
For sure. The biggest thing for me right now is just how standoffish the starts of these rounds have been. Fnatic, the adaptation that they make is Cypher back over towards the B site. Crashy's the one monitoring things, as you can see yet again. Job Life scaling a full contact shift walking up through middle, but this is where Fnatic have a vice grip.
Oh, and this is where the overdrive will finally be used, but only for one, and it's Cloud who got the kill. Still, Fnatic trying to find a way in which to win this round, flinging everything but the kitchen sink at it. And Doma still trying to make his way out of double doors. Finally does, and gets Kayak on fake as well. 1 versus 2 now for the ex-Fnatic man. Can't quite find Cloud, even though he is one shot. And Cloud is looking for support. That Spike so far away, and so does feel the round. Doma might have just played his last card in this one, as Fnatic put the lead back to within 3. And Job Life missed their opportunity.
Yeah, Fnatic stifled but not silenced in this one just yet. As you see there, the sight hold effective even with not the best of weaponry. Pays. Okay, so he's just got his first ace, and then the replay team very quickly teach him the next lesson that you'll learn in EMEA. You don't get to whiff for free. Everybody sees it.
Yeah, it's a bit rough, isn't it?
It is, absolutely. I mean, the fact that Alpha was able to get the ult off in such close proximity himself, really a big difference maker there. And an early combo, just a stun and Sova ult blindly into A main, has bagged Fnatic a precious advantage.
That's the boss of entry so far for Job Life. A player who has consistently impressed in the early stages of rounds.
That's for sure.
Yeah, and Kayak now to hold on towards mid.
Feels like every round is another statement made about Pays, but it's Runner that's got to fill in the shoes here, and in actual fact, he's done it with absolutely no trouble.
Ooh.
This, a mixed bag coming in for Job Life, but it might just be the one which takes them to 12. Series point and a chance to eliminate the old guard.
1 enemy remaining.
Kamek picking up yet another one with the Vandal now in his hands. And while it won't be the most stylish of ends to this one, looks like Boaster is on borrowed time, as has been the feeling about this Fnatic side all stage long. He's going to walk away with 100 credits to his name and a Guardian for a rainy day. But it's been a constant downpour so far, and Fnatic not seeing that light just yet.
4 opportunities to close out the map. 4 opportunities to put Fnatic to bed, and we will not see them until 2027. In fact, this might be the last time that we see all 5 players together.
In fact, I'd almost be willing to bet that it is, especially with all of the shake-ups this year. Absolutely no idea what the future holds for them. And for all of the times that you've seen them come back, series after series,
remaining.
on the biggest of stages. For the first time in their history, it's finally starting to feel like champs will be won without Fnatic, and we can all implement the ideas, not step on any toes. But right now, if there's any kind of answer or solution that can be provided for Fnatic, you are looking for it, searching frantically almost, as Job Life are gearing up for what might be the final round up against this storied team in the region.
Fnatic have to try and defend the B site, and they have plenty of utility to try and support. Pays has gone searching, he's gone awry, he's not found what he's looking for. His Job Life have invested this site. Finally they get the 2 iron kills. Crash is now identified and Pays has found him. Boaster and Kayak trying to get back to this one, but Pays there to try and kill. Kayak with just a sheriff, but he's going to try and deny this one. 1 versus 2 now, and it looks somewhat doable with Hell coming back on side.
And again, another one of those old kings, pistol in his hands, but feeling like Odysseus, far from the throne. Vandal back now, but time is against him.
Job Life, play keep away. They don't want to give ones. Unfake just checking the spike and finally sees the Phoenix and
There
will
it
kill him. It's another old guard gone. It's another skull for the challengers.